My name is Jenny, and today I am really happy to have you here because we're going to do something important together. We're going to practice English listening, but not in the usual way. I don't want you to just sit back and hear words. I want you to start thinking like a native English speaker. This is the key. If you can begin to think in English, your listening will improve, your speaking will improve, and the way you feel about the language will completely change. So today I want you to relax, listen closely, and follow my voice as I guide you step by step. Now, first, let me talk to you directly. I know that learning English can sometimes feel slow or heavy. You may feel like you understand words when you read, but when someone speaks, you feel lost. You may tell yourself that native speakers talk too fast, or that the words run together, or that you just don't have the ear for it. But let me tell you something. You do have the ear for it. You can learn to catch the words, the sounds, the rhythm. The only reason it feels hard is that your brain is still trying to translate from your language into English. And that takes too much time. So what we want to do here in English Lab is to cut out the middle step. I don't want you to translate. I want you to train your ear and your mind to go directly from sound to meaning. That is what natives do without even thinking. They hear, they understand. That is where we are heading. Let's begin slowly. I will say a short story in clear English. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Just relax and listen. After I finish, I will tell you again in simple words so that your brain can connect the sound to the meaning. Are you ready? Good. Here we go. This morning I woke up early. The sun was shining through the window. I stretched my arms, I smiled, and I thought, today is going to be a good day. I walked to the kitchen, I made a cup of tea, and I sat down at the table. As I drank my tea, I listened to the birds outside. They were singing softly, and the sound made me feel calm. That is the small story. Very simple, right? Now let me say it again, a little more slowly, and I want you to close your eyes if you can and imagine it. Picture it in your head. Do not translate into your language. Just make a picture. Ready? Here it is again. This morning, I woke up early. The sun was shining through the window. I stretched my arms. I smiled. I thought, today is going to be a good day. I walked to the kitchen. I made a cup of tea. I sat down at the table. As I drank my tea, I listened to the birds outside. They were singing softly, and the sound made me feel calm. Now, that was clear. You see how each sentence was short, easy to imagine, and simple in structure. That is how you should practice listening at the B1 level. When you listen, try to make pictures in your head. The picture is faster than the translation. If you practice this over time, you will stop translating. You will listen, you will imagine, and you will understand directly. Let's try another short listening. Again, I will tell a story. Don't worry if you miss a word. Just keep going with me. Here we go. Yesterday, I went to the market. It was very busy. People were walking everywhere, children were laughing, and sellers were calling out loud. I bought some apples, some bread, and a small cake. When I left the market, I felt happy because I had everything I needed for the day. Now again, let's slow it down, and let's make the pictures. Yesterday, I went to the market. It was very busy. People were walking everywhere. Children were laughing. Sellers were calling out loud. I bought some apples. I bought some bread. I bought a small cake. When I left the market, I felt happy because I had everything I needed for the day. Good. Did you see the market in your head? Did you hear the children laughing? Did you smell the bread or taste the cake? If you can imagine, you're learning faster. Listening is not only about ears. Listening is about your mind. Now, let me talk about thinking like a native speaker. A native speaker does not translate. A native speaker hears the sound and understands directly.
How can you do that?
You must connect the sound with the picture or the feeling. That is why I am asking you to imagine. For example, when I say market, don't think of the word in your language. Don't say the translation in your head. Just see the picture. Just imagine the busy place with sellers and buyers. When you practice this, you will think in English naturally. Let's play a small game together. I will say a few short sentences. After each one, take 1 second and make the picture. Don't say anything. Don't write. Just imagine. Are you ready? Here we go. The dog is running in the park. The girl is eating ice cream. The bus is waiting at the station. The teacher is writing on the board. The boy is swimming in the pool.
Good.
Did you make the pictures quickly? That is how fast you should go. No translation, only image and feeling. This is the key to training your brain to think like a native. Now I want to talk with you like a friend. I know that sometimes when you listen to English videos, you feel like the speaker is too fast. You think, oh no, I can't catch the words. But here's the secret. You don't need every single word. You only need the main words. For example, if you hear, yesterday I went to the park and saw many children playing football, maybe you only catch yesterday, park, children, football. That is enough for you to understand the situation. With practice, you will catch more words, but at the start, you just need the big words. This is how even children learn. They catch the important part first. Then they fill in the rest with time. Let's try again with a listening practice. I will say something a little longer this time. Just relax and listen. Don't panic if you miss a word. Ready? Here it is. Last weekend, my friend invited me to her house. She cooked a delicious dinner for me. We ate pasta, salad, and bread. After dinner, we sat in the living room and watched a movie. We laughed a lot because the movie was very funny. When it was time to go home, I thanked her and I felt very grateful for the evening. Now, slowly again. Last weekend, my friend invited me to her house. She cooked a delicious dinner for me. We ate pasta, salad, and bread. After dinner, we sat in the living room. We watched a movie. We laughed a lot because the movie was very funny. When it was time to go home, I thanked her. I felt very grateful for the evening. Did you get it? Notice again that you don't need to catch every small word. If you hear friend, dinner, pasta, movie, funny, you already understand the story. That is how listening should feel. Simple. Here is one more listening exercise for you. Try to imagine and relax. Tomorrow, I will take a train to another city. The train leaves at 9 in the morning. I will sit by the window and watch the countryside pass by. In the city, I will meet an old friend. We will have lunch together, walk around the streets, and visit a museum. In the evening, I will take the train back home. Now, let's slow down. Tomorrow, I will take a train to another city. The train leaves at 9 in the morning. I will sit by the window. I will watch the countryside pass by. In the city, I will meet an old friend. We will have lunch together. We will walk around the streets. We will visit a museum. In the evening, I will take the train back home. Very good. You see, you are practicing listening, but you are also practicing imagining. You are connecting sound to meaning directly. That is how you begin to think like a native. Now, let me remind you again. Listening practice is not about tests or stress. It is about relaxing your mind, opening your ears, and training every day. If you listen 5 or 10 minutes daily with focus, you will grow. It is like watering a plant. Little by little, it grows taller. Your English is the same. So now that we have warmed up with some simple listening practice, let's step a little deeper. I want to give you the feeling of real conversations, the kind of conversations you might hear in daily life, like when you go to a cafe, when you speak to a friend on the phone, or when you ask for help in a shop. The more you hear these kinds of voices in your mind, the faster you will learn to respond like a native. And remember, this is not about memorizing big grammar rules. This is about hearing, feeling, and thinking directly in English. Let's start with a very simple scene. Imagine you are in a cafe. You walk up to the counter and the worker says, "Hello, what can I get for you today?" You answer, "Hi, can I have a cup of coffee, please?" The worker smiles and says, "Sure, do you want milk and sugar?" You reply, "Yes, a little milk, no sugar." Then the worker says, "Okay, that will be $3. You give the money, you say thank you, and the worker says, "Enjoy your coffee." That is it. A very short, normal conversation. Let's listen to it again slowly. Worker, "Hello, what can I get for you today?" You, "Hi, can I have a cup of coffee, please?" Worker, "Sure, do you want milk and sugar?" You, "Yes, a little milk, no sugar." Worker, "Okay, that will be $3. You, "Here you go, thank you." Worker, "Enjoy your coffee."
Done.
Very natural, very simple. Now, why do I tell you this? Because many learners think they need very big vocabulary before they can speak or listen in real life. But that's not true. With small, short sentences, you can live your whole life. If you listen carefully and answer simply, you will manage almost every daily situation. And when you practice these short conversations, you train your ear to catch common patterns like, "Can I have," "Do you want," "That will be." These are the real building blocks of English listening. Let's try another one. Imagine you are at a bus stop. A stranger asks you, "Excuse me, do you know what time the bus comes?" You answer, "Yes, it comes at 10:30. Or maybe you answer, "Sorry, I don't know." Very easy, very short. Again, listen to the rhythm. "Excuse me, do you know what time the bus comes?" "Yes, it comes at 10:30. Or, "Sorry, I don't know." This is how daily English sounds. Not complicated, not academic, just normal life. Now, I want to show you how you can train with these small dialogues. First, listen carefully. Then, repeat them out loud with the same rhythm and tone. Then, imagine yourself in the situation. See yourself at the cafe, at the bus stop, in the shop. Imagine it like a short movie. When you practice like this, you start to live inside the language, not just study it. Let's do another listening together. This time, it's at a shop. Customer, "Hi, how much is this t-shirt?" Shop worker, "It's $15. Customer, "Okay, do you have it in blue?" Shop worker, "Yes, here you are." Customer, "Great, I'll take it." Shop worker, "Thank you, have a nice day." Now again slowly. Customer, "Hi, how much is this t-shirt?" Shop worker, "It's $15. Customer, "Okay, do you have it in blue?" Shop worker, "Yes, here you are." Customer, "Great, I'll take it." Shop worker, Thank you. Have a nice day. Very clear, right? These little conversations are the heart of daily English. If you master them, you will feel confident anywhere. Now, let me explain something important. When you hear a native speaker, sometimes it sounds too fast.
Why?
Because in real life, people connect words together. For example, do you want becomes do you want, or what do you becomes what do ya. These are natural shortcuts, and I don't want you to feel scared of them. Instead, I want you to practice hearing them. Let's try. Repeat after me. Do you want? Do you want? What do you? What do ya? Did you? Did ya? You see, it's not wrong English. It's just natural sound. The more you listen, the more you will recognize it. Now, let's practice with a small dialogue using these sounds. Imagine two friends talking. Friend 1. Hey, what do you want to eat? Friend 2. I don't know, do you want pizza? Friend 1. Yeah, sure, let's get pizza. Friend 2. Okay, let's go. That is how real friends speak. If you only study in books, you may think they will always say, what do you want to eat? But in reality, it sounds like, what do you want to eat? You must get used to this music of English. Now, let's do a listening exercise with a phone call. Imagine your friend calls you. Ring, ring. You answer, hello. Your friend says, hey, are you free tonight? You say, yes, why? Your friend says, let's go to the cinema. You answer, good idea. What time? Friend says, 7 o'clock. You say, okay, see you then. Friend says, bye. And you hang up. Very quick, very normal. Again, you don't need to understand every little sound. Just catch the important words. Free tonight, cinema. What time? 7 o'clock. See you. Here's something else you can do. When you watch movies or TV shows, don't try to translate. Instead, pause and repeat. If you hear, are you free tonight? Pause. Say it aloud. Imagine your friend asking you. Then answer, yes, I'm free. This is how you train your ear and your mouth at the same time. Now I want to give you another story, a little longer, but very natural. Listen carefully. Last Friday, I had a very busy day. In the morning, I had a meeting at work. It started at 9 o'clock, and it lasted 2 hours. After the meeting, I went out for lunch with my colleague. We ate at a small restaurant near the office. The food was delicious, and we talked about our weekend plans. In the afternoon, I finished some reports and sent emails. At 6 o'clock, I left the office and went to the gym. I exercised for 1 hour. Then I went home. In the evening, I cooked dinner, watched some TV, and went to bed early because I was very tired. Now slowly. Last Friday, I had a very busy day. In the morning, I had a meeting at work. It started at 9 o'clock. It lasted 2 hours. After the meeting, I went out for lunch with my colleague. We ate at a small restaurant near the office. The food was delicious. We talked about our weekend plans. In the afternoon, I finished some reports. I sent emails. At 6 o'clock, I left the office. I went to the gym. I exercised for 1 hour. Then I went home. In the evening, I cooked dinner. I watched some TV. I went to bed early because I was very tired. Did you notice how the story has a natural rhythm? Meeting, lunch, work, gym, dinner, bed. This is exactly the kind of story you can use to train your listening. Short sentences, Clear pictures, natural flow. Now, let me share another tip. When you listen, don't just focus on words. Focus on rhythm and tone. English has a natural up and down sound. For example, when I ask a question, my voice goes up. Do you want coffee? When I answer, it goes down. Yes, please. This music is as important as the words. If you train your ear for rhythm, you will understand more quickly. Let's try. Repeat after me. Do you like apples? Voice goes up. Yes, I like apples. Voice goes down. Again. Are you ready?
Up.
Yes, I'm ready. Down. Did you hear the music? Good. This is how natives listen and speak. Now let's practice with a little listening game. I will ask questions and you answer in your mind. Are you hungry? Did you sleep well? Do you like music? Are you learning English? Did you drink water today? Did you watch TV yesterday? Very good. Even if you answered silently, you were practicing the rhythm of English conversation. All right, now let's take another daily scene. Imagine you are at the airport. You go to the check-in desk. Worker. Good morning. May I see your passport? You, yes, here it is. Worker. Thank you. Do you have any bags to check in? You, yes, one bag. Worker. Please put it on the scale. Okay, your bag is 20 kilos. Here is your boarding pass. Your flight leaves at 11. Gate number 12. You. Thank you very much. Worker. You're welcome. Have a good flight. This is exactly how airport conversations sound. If you listen to them a few times, you will never feel lost. Remember, the key is not to learn thousands of new words at once. The key is to master the small, common sentences you hear every day. If you master these, you can survive anywhere and your confidence will grow. So far, we have practiced short stories and everyday conversations. You're starting to see that listening is not only about words, but about rhythm, pictures, and feelings. Now I want to take you a step further. I want to show you how to think like a native speaker. What does that mean? It means when you hear English, your brain does not pause to translate into your language. Instead, you hear the sound, and the meaning appears directly in your mind. This is what we want, and you can train it step by step. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are thirsty. In your language, you may think, I want water, and then translate that into English before saying it. But a native speaker doesn't go through translation. They just feel thirsty, and the words come immediately. I want water. No extra step. This is how we need to train you. One way is to practice with feelings. When you are hungry, say in your head, I'm hungry. When you are tired, say, I'm tired. When you are happy, say, I'm happy. Connect the English words to the feeling, not to your first language. Let's try this now. Think about the last time you were really hungry. Remember that feeling in your stomach. Now say quietly, I'm hungry.
Good.
Now imagine you are tired, maybe after work or after school. Heavy body, sleepy eyes. Now say, I'm tired.
Perfect.
Finally, remember a happy moment, maybe a birthday, or a surprise, or a good grade. Smile a little. Now say, I'm happy. Do you see what we did? We connected English words directly to feelings. That is thinking like a native. Another way is to connect English to pictures. If I say a red apple, don't think of the word in your language. Just see the apple. If I say a tall building, see it in your mind. If I say a small dog, see the little dog. Practice this again and again. This will train your brain to skip translation. Let's try with a short exercise. I will say a word or phrase. You close your eyes and make the picture. Ready? A blue car, a yellow bus, a green tree, a white house, a black cat. Very good. Now I'll do it again, but a little faster. A red apple, a brown chair, a silver phone, a golden ring, a gray cloud. Did you keep up? This is how you practice thinking directly in English. Now, let's do it with actions. I say the sentence and you make the movie in your mind. A man is running in the park. A woman is reading a book in the library. A boy is kicking a ball on the beach. A girl is painting a picture in her room. Two friends are drinking tea in a cafe. Did you see the movies? This is exactly how natives think. They don't go word by word. They see the scene in their head and the meaning is clear. Now let's go a little deeper into how natives use short phrases. For example, instead of saying, I do not know, they say, I don't know. Sometimes even faster, dunno. Instead of saying, I am going to the shop, they say, I'm going to the shop, or even faster, I'm going to shop. These are not lazy mistakes. This is natural English. And if you want to listen like a native, you must get used to hearing them. Let's practice. Repeat after me. I don't know.
Dunno.
I'm going to the park. I'm gonna park. Do you want to come? Do you want to come?
Did you eat? Did ya eat?
See how the sound changes? It's like music. You don't need to copy exactly, but you need to hear it and recognize it. Now, let's practice with a small story using these sounds. Yesterday, I was going to call my friend, but I was too busy. So I said, I'll call you tomorrow. When I called her, she said, Did ya eat yet? I said, No, not yet. She said, Do you want to come to my house for dinner? I said, Yeah, sure, I'd love to. You see, natural, quick, not like a textbook. This is very important because when you watch movies or listen to real conversations, you will hear these reduced sounds all the time. If you only train with slow, perfect English, you'll be shocked by real life. So practice both. First, learn the clear version. Then, get used to the fast version. Now, let's do a little listening challenge. I will say some fast sentences. Try to catch the meaning, not every word. Ready? Here we go. What ya doing tonight? Gonna watch a movie. Wanna come? Did ya hear the news? Dunno what happened. Gimme a minute, I'll tell you later.
Got it?
Even if you didn't catch every sound, you probably understood the meaning. That's the skill we are building. Now, let's talk about thinking speed. Many learners get nervous because they feel too slow. But speed comes with practice. Think of it like driving. At the beginning, you drive slowly, carefully, always looking around. With time, you go faster without thinking. English listening is the same. At first, you need to focus a lot. Later, your brain will do it automatically. So don't push yourself too hard. Just practice every day, and the speed will come. Let's do another practice with a longer story, told naturally. Listen and imagine. Last Sunday, I went hiking with my family. We woke up early, packed some food, and drove to the mountains. The air was fresh, and the sky was blue. We walked for 2 hours, sometimes up, sometimes down. We stopped by a river, ate sandwiches, and drank water. Then we climbed to the top of a hill and took pictures. We laughed a lot and we felt very happy. In the evening, we drove home, tired but satisfied.
Now slowly again.
Last Sunday, I went hiking with my family. We woke up early. We packed some food. We drove to the mountains. The air was fresh. The sky was blue. We walked for 2 hours. Sometimes up, sometimes down. We stopped by a river. We ate sandwiches. We drank water. Then we climbed to the top of a hill. We took pictures. We laughed a lot. We felt very happy. In the evening, we drove home. We were tired but satisfied. See how easy it is to imagine? That's why you must practice listening with stories you can picture. The more you imagine, the stronger your brain connection becomes. Another thing I want you to notice is word stress. In English, not every word is strong. Some words are weak. For example, listen. I went to the store to buy some bread. Do you hear how went, store, buy, bread are strong, but some are weak? That's the natural rhythm. If you only listen to strong words, you will still understand. Try again. I went to the store to buy some bread. Strong words. Went store, buy bread. That's enough. This is why I said earlier you don't need every single word. Focus on the strong ones and you will catch the meaning. Let's practice. I'll say some sentences. You catch the strong words. First, she's going to the park with her dog. Strong words. Going, park, dog. Second, they want to watch a movie tonight. Strong words. Want, watch, movie, tonight. Third, I need to finish my homework before dinner. Strong words. Need, finish, homework, dinner. Did you get them?
Good.
That's the trick of listening like a native. Now let's do some practice with questions and answers. I'll ask the question and you answer in your mind. What did you eat for breakfast? Who is your best friend? Where do you usually go on weekends? When do you wake up on weekdays? Why are you learning English? How often do you watch movies? Did you answer? Even if your answers were short, you are practicing thinking directly in English. I also want to talk about confidence. Many learners feel shy when they speak, but that shyness also blocks listening. If you are scared, your ears close. So relax. Even if you don't understand everything, smile, listen, and keep going. Confidence makes your brain open. Let me give you a short motivational story. When I first learned another language, I felt nervous too. I thought people would laugh at me. But when I finally spoke, nobody laughed. In fact, they were happy I tried. And when I listened little by little, I understood more. It was like a light turning on slowly in a dark room.
At first, just a small light.
Later, the whole room was bright. Your English journey is the same. Now, let's do one last listening practice for this part. Imagine you are traveling. You arrive in a hotel. The receptionist says, "Good evening. Do you have a reservation?" You say, "Yes, I booked a room for 2 nights." The receptionist says, "Can I have your passport, please?" You give it. Then they say, "Thank you, here is your key. Your room is on the 3rd floor." You say, "Thank you very much." They say, "Enjoy your stay." Very normal, very easy. Did you notice something? In all these examples, you don't need big words. You only need to listen for the key parts: reservation, room, passport, key, 3rd floor. That's enough to live in English. So remember, connect English directly to pictures and feelings, practice natural sounds, focus on strong words, and keep calm. This is how you begin to think like a native speaker. Now that you are starting to think like a native, let's practice with real-life situations. These are the places where you will actually use your English, and the better you listen in these situations, the more confident you will feel. Remember, the goal is not perfection. The goal is communication. If you can understand and respond in a simple, natural way, then you are already winning. Let's begin with something everyone does, going to a restaurant. Imagine you walk into a small restaurant. A waiter comes up and says, "Good evening, how many people?" You answer, "Just one," or "Two people, please." The waiter says, "Right this way," and shows you a table. Then they ask, "Would you like something to drink?" You say, "Yes, I'll have water," or "I'd like orange juice, please." Later, they bring the menu and ask, "Are you ready to order?" You say, "Yes, I'd like chicken with rice," or "I'll have the pasta, please." After you finish eating, the waiter asks, "Can I get you anything else?" You say, "No, thank you. Just the bill, please." The waiter brings the bill, you pay, and you say, "Thank you, the food was great." The waiter smiles. "You're welcome. Have a nice evening." Very easy, very normal. Did you notice how short the sentences are? Good evening, how many people? Just one. Would you like something to drink? Yes, water, please. Are you ready to order? Yes, I'd like chicken. You don't need big words. You just need to catch the important ones. Drink, order, bill. That's enough to enjoy your meal without stress. Now, let's imagine another situation. Shopping for clothes. You walk into a store. A shop assistant says, "Hello, can I help you?" You answer, "Yes, I'm looking for jeans." They say, "What size are you?" You say, "Medium," or 32. They bring the jeans and say, "Would you like to try them on?" You say, "Yes, please." After you try them, you say, "They fit well," or "Do you have a smaller size?" Finally, you go to the counter and say, "I'll take these, please." The cashier says, "That's $35. You pay, they say, "Thank you, have a nice day." And you answer, "You too." Simple, quick, and natural. Now think about another common place, the train station. Imagine you go to buy a ticket. Worker. "Good morning. Where are you going?" You. "To London, please." Worker. "One way or return?" You. "Return, please." Worker. "When are you coming back?" You. "On Sunday." Worker. "Okay, that's £40. You. "Here you go." Worker. "Thank you. Here's your ticket." The train leaves from platform 4. You. "Thank you very much." Worker. "You're welcome." Again, so simple. The keywords are London, return, Sunday, £40, platform 4. You don't need more. Now, let's practice traveling in another way, asking for directions. Imagine you are lost in a city. You walk up to someone and say, "Excuse me, can you help me? Where is the bus station?" The person answers, "Go straight, then turn left to the second street. The bus station is on your right." You say, "Thank you very much." They smile. "No problem." Again, short and clear. You don't need to understand every word, only straight, left, right bus station. That's enough to get there. Let's try one more. At the doctor's office. Doctor. Good morning. What's the problem? I have a headache. Doctor. How long have you had it? 2 days. Doctor. Do you have any other symptoms? Yes, I feel tired. Doctor. Okay, I'll give you some medicine. Thank you, doctor. Doctor. You're welcome. Take care. Again, simple. Problem, headache, 2 days, medicine. These are the key words. Now, let's do a listening exercise with a longer daily routine. Listen carefully and imagine. Yesterday, I woke up at 7. I took a shower, brushed my teeth, and got dressed. Then I had breakfast, toast and coffee. At 8, I left home and walked to the bus stop. I took the bus to work. At work, I checked emails, answered phone calls, and had a meeting. At 12:30, I went to lunch with my colleague. We ate sandwiches and talked about our families. In the afternoon, I finished some reports and spoke with my boss. At 5, I left the office and went shopping. I bought some vegetables and fruit. Then I went home, cooked dinner, watched TV, and went to bed at 10. Now slowly. Yesterday, I woke up at 7. I took a shower. I brushed my teeth. I got dressed. Then I had breakfast, toast and coffee. At 8, I left home. I walked to the bus stop. I took the bus to work. At work, I checked emails. I answered phone calls. I had a meeting. At 12:30, I went to lunch with my colleague. We ate sandwiches. We talked about our families. In the afternoon, I finished some reports. I spoke with my boss. At 5, I left the office. I went shopping. I bought some vegetables and fruit. Then I went home. I cooked dinner. I watched TV. I went to bed at 10. This is how daily life sounds in English. If you practice listening to these kinds of stories, you will be ready for your own life. Now I want to give you some practice with listening to questions. I will ask and you answer in your mind. What time do you usually wake up? What do you eat for breakfast? How do you go to work or school? Who do you usually eat lunch with? What do you do in the evening? When do you usually go to bed? Very good. If you answered, you practiced both listening and thinking in English. Now, let's do another short real-life dialogue. Ordering food at a fast food place. Worker. Hi, can I take your order? You. Yes, I'd like a burger and fries, please. Worker. Would you like a drink with that? You. Yes, a cola, please. Worker. Okay, that's $5. Here you go. Worker. Thank you, your food will be ready soon.
Thanks.
Again, so simple. And you don't need to memorize long phrases. Just listen for order, drink, dollars ready. Now, imagine another situation, taking a taxi. Driver. Where to? You. To the airport, please. Driver. Okay, do you want the fastest way? You. Yes, please. Driver. No problem. You sit in silence, and at the end, the driver says, "Here we are." That's $25. You. Here's 30, keep the change. Driver. Thank you, have a good flight. Easy. Let's practice a hotel check-in again, but a little different. Receptionist. Good afternoon. How can I help you? You. I'd like to check in. I have a reservation. Receptionist. What's your name, please? You. My name is Anna Smith. Receptionist. Thank you, Miss Smith. Your room is ready.
Here's your key card.
Breakfast is from 7 to 10 in the dining room. You. Thank you very much. Receptionist. Enjoy your stay. Again, you don't need to understand every single word. Just catch reservation, name, room, key card, breakfast. That's enough. Now, let's do a small listening challenge with connected speech. I'll say it fast, like a native. Try to catch the meaning. What you gonna do this weekend? I dunno, maybe watch a movie. Wanna come with me to the park? Yeah, sure, sounds good. Did you catch it? Even if the words were connected, you probably understood. Weekend, movie, park. That's enough. You've been doing really well so far. By now, you can handle short stories, daily conversations, and even real-life situations. But listening is not just about catching words. It's about training your ear to go deeper. Today, I want to help you focus on deep listening and give you some quick learning tips that can speed up your progress. If you use these techniques every day, even for a few minutes, your English will grow faster than you expect. The first thing I want you to notice is rhythm. English has a very strong rhythm. Some words are stressed, some are not. Listen carefully. I went to the store to buy some milk. You can hear that went, store, buy, milk are strong, but to the some are weak. When natives listen, they don't hear every word clearly. They catch the rhythm, and that's enough. So you should train your ear to do the same. Instead of trying to hear every little word, focus on the strong beats. Try again. I went to the store to buy some milk. Strong, weak, strong, weak. Like music. Now, let's practice together. I'll say a few sentences. You listen and try to feel the rhythm. She's watching a movie at home. They're going to the park tomorrow. I need to finish my homework tonight. Did you hear it? Movie, home.
Park, tomorrow.
Finish homework tonight. That's where the meaning lives. This is how you should train your ear. Another thing is intonation. That means the rise and fall of the voice. In English, questions usually go up at the end. For example, do you like apples? My voice rises. But in statements, the voice falls. Yes, I like apples. If you train your ear to hear the music, you will understand more quickly. Let's try. Listen carefully. Are you ready?
Up.
Yes, I'm ready.
Down.
Do you want coffee?
Up.
Yes, please.
Down.
This music is very important. Now, let's do a listening exercise using both rhythm and intonation. I'll ask questions, and you answer in your mind. Do you like pizza? Are you busy tomorrow? Did you sleep well? Do you want to watch a movie? Are you learning English every day? Did you hear the rising sound at the end of each question? That's how you know it's a question, even before you understand every word. That's a trick that will help you catch meaning faster. Another tip is shadowing. This is when you listen to a native speaker and repeat immediately, like an echo. You don't need to be perfect. Just copy the rhythm and sound. For example, if I say, "What are you doing?" you say immediately, "What are you doing?" If I say, "I'm going to the shop," you say, "I'm going to the shop." It feels strange at first, but it's powerful. It trains your brain to move fast. Let's try shadowing together. I'll say short sentences, and you repeat immediately. Ready? I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I'm tired. I'm happy. I'm ready.
Good.
Now, let's do longer ones. I'm going to the supermarket. She's watching TV in the living room. They're playing football in the park. We're going on holiday next week. He's cooking dinner in the kitchen. Excellent. Did you notice how your mouth moved almost automatically? That is the power of shadowing. Now, another technique is chunking. Instead of listening word by word, listen in groups of words. For example, don't hear I am going to the shop. Hear it as I'm going / to the shop. Bigger pieces, smoother sound. This is how natives listen. Let's practice. Listen and repeat in chunks. I'm going / to the park. She's reading / a book. They're watching / a movie. We're having / dinner now. He's driving / to work. You see, it's smoother, faster, and easier. Now, let's do a story using chunks. Listen carefully. Yesterday morning / I woke up early. I had breakfast / and then I went out. I took the bus / to the city center. I met my friend / at a cafe. We drank coffee / and talked for an hour. After that / we went shopping. I bought some clothes / and she bought some shoes. In the evening / we went to the cinema. We watched a funny movie / and laughed a lot. At 10 o'clock / I went home. I was tired / but happy. Did you notice how the chunks make it flow? That's exactly how you should train your ear. Another trick is listening for context. Even if you don't know a word, you can guess from the situation. For example, if you hear, I need to buy some apples, bananas, and oranges, you know the missing word must be fruit. You didn't need to understand every sound. You guessed from context. This is very powerful. Let's try. She opened the fridge and took out some milk, eggs, and butter. What was the missing word?
Food.
He went to the station to catch a train, bus, or taxi. The missing word is transport. They went to the park to play football, basketball, and tennis. The missing word is sports. Did you see how easy it is? This is how natives understand even when they don't hear clearly. Now, let's do a listening challenge. I'll say a short dialogue. You listen for the meaning, not every word. Person 1. Hey, what ya doing tonight? Person 2. Not much. Maybe watch TV. Why? Person 1. Wanna come out for dinner? Person 2. Yeah, sounds good. What time? Person 1. Let's meet at 7. Person 2. Okay, see you then. Did you catch it? Even if you miss small words, you know the meaning. Tonight, dinner, 7. That's enough. Another thing that helps is repetition. Don't be afraid to listen to the same audio many times. The first time, you get the big picture. The second time, you catch more details. The third time, you catch even more. Every time, your ear learns. So don't think it's boring. It's training. Just like an athlete runs every day, you must listen every day. Now I want to give you some quick learning tips. First, make listening a daily habit. Even 5 minutes a day is powerful. Second, listen to things you enjoy. Songs, stories, podcasts, movies. If you enjoy it, you will remember better. Third, don't worry about mistakes. Mistakes are proof that you are learning. Fourth, practice speaking what you hear. If you listen to I'm going to the shop, say it out loud. That makes the sound stronger in your brain. Fifth, relax. Don't stress. Learning happens when your mind is calm. Now, let's do a longer listening story. Imagine and follow. Last Saturday, I went to the beach with my friends. The weather was hot and sunny. We arrived at 10 in the morning. First, we went swimming in the sea. The water was cold, but refreshing. Then we played volleyball on the sand. After that, we had lunch, sandwiches, fruit, and juice. In the afternoon, we lay on the sand and listened to music. Some of us read books. Some of us just closed our eyes and rested. In the evening, we watched the sunset. The sky turned orange and pink, and it was beautiful. At night, we drove home, tired but very happy. Now slowly. Last Saturday, I went to the beach with my friends. The weather was hot and sunny. We arrived at 10 in the morning. First, we went swimming in the sea. The water was cold, but refreshing. Then we played volleyball on the sand. After that, we had lunch, sandwiches, fruit, and juice. In the afternoon, we lay on the sand. We listened to music. Some of us read books. Some of us just closed our eyes and rested. In the evening, we watched the sunset. The sky turned orange and pink. It was beautiful. At night, we drove home. We were tired but very happy. Did you notice how easy it is to follow when you imagine? This is why deep listening means not only ears but also eyes and feelings. Now, let's finish with a little question practice. Answer in your mind. What did you do last weekend? Who did you spend time with? Did you go outside or stay at home? What did you eat? Did you watch a movie or read a book? Did you sleep early or late? Very good. By answering, you are practicing thinking directly in English. So remember, deep listening is about rhythm, intonation, chunks, context, and repetition. If you train these skills every day, you will notice big changes in your understanding. We have practiced so many things together: short stories, daily conversations, natural sounds, rhythm, intonation, real-life situations, and even deeper listening skills. Now, I want us to bring everything together to review and to remind ourselves why we are here. You are learning English because you want to understand the world in a new way, you want to connect with people, you want to open doors for yourself. And listening is the first step. If you can listen, you can understand. If you can understand, you can speak. If you can speak, you can live in English, not just study it. So let's think back for a moment. At the very beginning, we practiced with short, simple stories like waking up in the morning, going to the market, or drinking tea. You learned to close your eyes, to imagine, to connect sound with picture. That was the start of thinking like a native. Then we moved into daily conversations, at the cafe, at the shop, at the bus stop. You saw that real English is made of short sentences, quick exchanges, simple words. You don't need big vocabulary to survive. You need to listen for the important words and reply simply. That's the truth of real-life English. Then we went deeper into the way natives think. We practiced connecting English words directly to feelings and pictures. We practiced listening to reduce sounds like gonna, wanna, dunno. We learned that this is not wrong English, it is natural English. If you want to understand movies, songs, and conversations, you must get used to this sound. That was a big step. After that, we went into real-life situations: restaurants, shops, taxis, airports, hotels, doctors. You practice dialogues that you will actually need. You saw that you don't need every word, only the key ones. If you hear Bill, you know it's time to pay. If you hear passport, you know what to give. If you hear platform 4, you know where to go. This is the beauty of English listening. You don't need everything. You need the heart of the message. Then we talked about deep listening. We practiced rhythm, intonation, chunks, context. You learn to focus on strong words, to feel the rise and fall of the voice, to guess from the situation, to repeat like an echo. These are real skills. These are what will make you fast. And now, here we are at the end of this long practice. But really, it's not the end. It's the beginning of your new habit. If you take just a little time every day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you'll keep growing. Listening is like water on a plant. Small drops every day will make your English grow strong. Let's do one more long listening story together to end our time. Imagine and follow. Last summer, I traveled to another country for the first time. I was a little nervous, but also very excited. At the airport, I checked in my bag and showed my passport. The flight was long, but I watched movies and listened to music. When I arrived, the air smelled different, and the streets looked new. I stayed in a small hotel near the city center. Every morning, I walked outside and tried to order food in English. Sometimes I made mistakes, but people understood me. I visited museums, parks, and shops. I took many pictures. One day, I got lost, but I asked for help, and a kind person showed me the way. At the end of the trip, I felt proud because I managed everything by myself. I realized that English was not just a subject at school, it was a tool for living. Now, slowly. Last summer, I traveled to another country. For the first time, I was a little nervous, but I was very excited. At the airport, I checked in my bag. I showed my passport. The flight was long, but I watched movies. I listened to music. When I arrived, the air smelled different. The streets looked new. I stayed in a small hotel near the city center. Every morning, I walked outside. I tried to order food in English. Sometimes I made mistakes, but people understood me. I visited museums,
Parks. Shops.
I took many pictures. One day, I got lost. I asked for help. A kind person showed me the way. At the end of the trip, I felt proud because I managed everything by myself. I realized that English was not just a subject. It was a tool for living. That is the truth for you as well. English is not just grammar rules and tests. It is a living tool. It is a way to speak to new friends, to travel, to study, to work, to enjoy the world. Listening is the key that opens the door. If you keep practicing, you will notice something magical. One day, you will be watching a movie or listening to a conversation, and suddenly you will understand without thinking. No translation, no stress. Just clear meaning. That will be your moment of freedom. Before we finish, let me leave you with a few reminders. Be patient with yourself. Learning a language is a journey, not a race. Be consistent. Even 5 minutes a day is better than nothing.
Be brave.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because mistakes are steps forward. And most importantly, enjoy the process. Smile when you practice. Laugh when you understand something new. Celebrate your progress, because you are growing. So, thank you for spending this time with me here at English Lab. I hope you enjoyed listening, practicing, and thinking like a native speaker. Remember, Every time you listen, you are one step closer to fluency. Keep going, keep listening, keep speaking. You can do this. And I'll be here with you in the next lesson.